Have you ever stood in front of the mirror repeating affirmations like, I'm beautiful just as I am, or I love my body, but deep down it just didn't feel true? Or have you dreaded an upcoming event like a birthday party and just thought to yourself, I can't handle people seeing the way that my body has changed or the weight that I've gained? And no amount of reassurance could change how you feel. This is not because you're broken, ungrateful, or failing at self-love. And it's not that you have to fix or change your body either. It's because body image healing isn't just about thinking differently. You can't think your way into a healthier body image. Why? Because this isn't a thinking problem, it's an emotional one. Hi, I'm Natalie Rose, and welcome back to Wake Up, the channel that helps you think less about food in your body and more about truly living. Today, we're diving into why the just be grateful for your body advice often falls flat, what it really takes to feel differently in your body and about your body, and why doing the deeper emotional work, not just mindset work, is the only way to create lasting change. Let's start with what I'm sure you've tried before: positive self-talk, affirmations, and mantras. These tools can be helpful. I love a good mindset shift. But if you're battling intrusive thoughts, deep shame, fear of judgment, then mindset shifts often don't land, at least not right away. Why? Because if you don't believe the words you're telling yourself, your body's not going to believe them either. And if you're ruminating about your body, feeling completely stuck in your head, then that's a sign that your nervous system doesn't feel safe. Your nervous system is still in survival mode. It still remembers the rejection, the bullying, the diet culture conditioning, the comment your grandmother made when she told you you looked pudgy when you were in the second grade. Self-talk would be like trying to tape over a warning light on your dashboard. It doesn't fix the underlying issue, it just covers it up temporarily. The thing is, body image is an emotional experience. Here's what I mean. Body image struggles aren't really about how you look. They're about how you feel in your body. They're about how you feel as a person, the sense of value that you offer to the world or that you don't believe you offer to the world. It's about feeling unworthy because you don't believe that you meet a certain physical standard, whether that was set by society, people close to you, or yourself. Body image struggles are about shame, grief, rejection, and the fear of being unlovable. And underneath all of that are the limiting beliefs that we carry. If I gain weight, I won't be loved. I can't handle being seen this way. I won't be respected unless I look smaller. Those are examples of common limiting beliefs that hide under body image pain and struggle. But here's the truth. Those are beliefs, not facts. And your brain, especially if you've spent years in survival mode with food and body control, is wired to give you the worst case scenario. Healing means that you have to challenge those beliefs, not just by talking back to them, but by living through the experiences that you're afraid of and discovering that you can survive them. When you challenge those beliefs, one of two things, or maybe both, will happen. Number one, the belief won't come true and you'll realize it's safe to be in your body as you are. Or two, the belief does come true. Maybe the person you're dating says, you know what, I don't think this is going to work. You've gained weight. I just don't think we're a good fit anymore. Ouch. Or your doctor suggests that you go on a diet. Or a family member worries about your quote unquote health because you've gained weight. Ow, all of those scenarios would hurt, but let's zoom out for a second. I'm sorry, but if you are dating someone and they break up with you because you've gained some weight as you're pursuing a healthier mindset, then that person was so brainwashed by diet culture and disconnected from their own worth and value that they couldn't possibly see yours. And the pain of that breakup would hurt, but it would be temporary. Whereas shrinking yourself into a body size that's not natural or healthy for you just to stay in a relationship that seems pretty shallow anyways, that would be suffering. And pain and suffering are two different things. Pain is temporary, suffering is forever. You deserve someone emotionally intelligent enough to be able to unlearn, well, first of all, recognize that they've been brainwashed by toxic beauty standards, and then do the work to unlearn them because they value you as a person and your relationship together. Also, doctors can be wrong. There's a lot of weight stigma and weight bias in the medical field. And stop saying you can't handle it. If you tell yourself you can't handle something, like other people noticing that you've gained weight, your brain will believe you. But if you remind yourself that you're learning how to handle hard things, then you're more likely to take on the actions that will help you cope with difficult situations. This is the number one mistake that I see with clients who are struggling to regulate their emotions as they're dealing with body changes and body image struggles. Their brain convinces them that their feelings are too much. And so they revert back to self-punishing, restrictive eating behaviors like dieting or over-exercising that are simply not helpful and keep them stuck, first of all, in disordered eating, but also it perpetuates the limiting beliefs that they have to be at their smallest size to feel safe and calm and protected from potential judgment or hurt from others, which is just not true. Emotions rise, emotions peak, and then they fall, but only if you allow yourself to feel them. The problem is that when we don't know how to regulate our emotions, once they peak, we use a restrictive behavior to fix how we feel about our bodies. We go back to dieting or back to food rules, and it temporarily numbs the emotion because you're avoiding it, you're halting it with a behavior. But those emotions don't go away. They build up and they get worse. And the fear of just allowing your body to exist as it is gets stronger. When you avoid your emotions, whether it's through restriction, binge eating, overexercising, alcohol, shopping, scrolling, compensatory behaviors, you're not actually making the emotions go away. You're just pressing pause. And when they come back, they're always louder. If this is the reason why you feel caught in the cycle of bad body image and disordered eating, then it is emotion regulation that you need help with. That's a huge part of body image healing work. I know you're not convinced, so let's talk a little bit more about what you're afraid of and how you can heal. You're probably thinking, but Natalie, I've been treated way worse when I was at a bigger size. I was bullied, rejected, humiliated. I can't just let that go. And I believe you. I trust that your experiences were so painful, and that's why they've left you stuck in this cycle of needing to shrink your body to feel safe. And those experiences left a really deep mark. You were made to feel like your body was wrong, and by extension, that you were wrong or unworthy. And what I'm suggesting isn't to gaslight or pretend like it didn't happen. I'm inviting you to embrace healing from those experiences so that you don't have to continue to live a life where you're running away from your natural body. Because what happened then isn't happening now. And even if it did happen all over again, you have now, or you can develop the tools to cope with it differently and healthfully. Back then, you interpreted that experience as your fault, but it wasn't. Anyone who bullies or judges someone based on their weight, that's on them. That's a reflection of their pain and conditioning, not your worth as a human being. And you know that because you wouldn't bully anyone for their size, would you? And maybe you're thinking, but Natalie, this still happens. It's not just in the past. My family makes comments every day. I live in a culture that treats bigger bodies like they're a problem. It's not just the past. It's now. And again, I hear you. I believe you. That is your reality, and it is painful. But what I'm trying to say is that healing your body image isn't about making life pain-free. It's about building resilience. It's about boundaries, communication, and healthier self-protection. Right now, you're trying to protect yourself by shrinking your body or keeping it suppressed in a weight that's not healthy for your body. And you may know that if you're having obsessive thoughts about food, if you're not getting a regular period, if you're tired all the time, if you just don't feel like yourself, or if your nervous system is constantly dysregulated and you freak out about things that you feel like you shouldn't be freaking out about, like being half a pound higher on the scale. And besides, shrinking your body to make these feelings go away hasn't worked. You don't feel more worthy. You don't feel calm. You don't feel safe because you are still your own harshest critic. You have become the bully. True protection means being able to hold on to your self-worth even when people say hurtful things. To be hurt without feeling unworthy, because hurt and pain go away eventually, but feeling unworthy is a lifetime of suffering. So that's where your power is. You have control over how you feel about yourself. There are other things that you can do to help yourself feel worthy so that when you do receive a stupid comment or a silly criticism or something ignorant said by, usually it's a relative, right? It doesn't trigger you into unhealthy, disordered eating behaviors. So let's talk about why you heal by feeling, not by thinking. This means letting yourself experience life, the ebbs and flows, the good things and the bad things, the positive comments and the negative comments in the body that you are in now, and learning how to cope with the emotions that come up. It means letting yourself walk into a room without trying to make yourself smaller. It means eating a meal without having to compensate after. Maybe even grieving the loss of a fantasy body that you thought would finally make you feel enough. It's uncomfortable. It stirs up a lot of anxiety, sadness, fear, sometimes anger, definitely grief. But every time you sit with those feelings and comfort yourself, reassuring yourself that you are learning to feel like you are more than your body without escaping those feelings, that's how you build resilience. And that's how those feelings become less and less over time. And you get more accustomed to living life in the body that you're in, because you teach your nervous system, this feels really hard right now, but I can handle it and I am safe. The negative emotions I'm experiencing now are similar to the ones I felt in the past when I was bullied and rejected or felt the worst about my body, but they don't mean that I'm in danger right now. I'm just feeling uncomfortable emotions. And that's how healing happens, not through affirmations, even though those can help at some point in your journey, but by building a nervous system that knows it's safe to be you. The thing is, many people feel like a victim to their changing body because they're avoiding the emotional discomfort. But when you avoid your emotions control you. And actually, part of rebuilding self-worth is the feeling that you get from learning how to be with uncomfortable emotions without having to do anything to numb or avoid or fix them. It's this kind of inner strength that makes you feel powerful. For example, I used to feel completely disconnected from my body when I would be at an event and I was going through these body changes that made me feel like I was losing my identity as this thin, fit, healthy one. I wouldn't feel like myself, or if I'd see a photo of myself, I would have a meltdown. And with practice over time, as I learned just how to sit with those feelings and comfort myself, whether that was just showing myself compassion, like telling myself, this sucks to feel this way. Wow, it sucks to be having a meltdown over my body. Like, I wish I just liked my body. This sucks, right? Like, just getting on my level and having that sense of sympathy for myself. Empathy. And then putting on comfy clothing, watching a movie, snuggling up with my cat or my partner, and seeing that those feelings eventually went away. And the very next day, I could continue my life and do something meaningful, like enjoying my work or working on this passion project that eventually led me to become a coach and to have my own community of women. You know, those things helped me build that inner sense of value and self-worth. And not only that, helped me regulate my emotions, helped me learn that just because I was feeling shame didn't mean that I was shameful. Just because I was feeling anxious about my body didn't mean that anything bad was going to happen. And the only way I learned that was through sitting through these powerful emotions that, I'm telling you, they felt all encompassing. They're scary. It is scary. But when you can get through it and learn to regulate your emotions, it is the most empowering feeling that contributes to helping you rebuild your self-worth and your sense of value. But when you're stuck in fear around your body, it is the most demotivating, diminishing experience ever. You feel worthless. You feel like you're at the mercy of your own emotions and your weight and other people's opinions of you. It's terrible. It's awful. And it feels like your body is the enemy and your body is you. So it's like just totally awful. But the thing is that you are not at the mercy of your emotions, of your weight, or of other people's opinions. You're not powerless. You just feel that way now because you haven't had the practice, the tools, or the support to learn how to regulate your emotions. You can learn to feel safer in your body. You can feel at peace. You can build connection, not by controlling your body, but by connecting with your true self and with safe people who make you feel like it's okay to show up as your true self. That is key. This helps rewire your old beliefs from people will judge me or people won't love me if my body changes to maybe people aren't judging me 24/7. People can love me no matter what my body size is. But that doesn't come from forcing gratitude or reciting self-love mantras or telling yourself all bodies are good bodies. Again, not bashing those methods because I do find affirmations and mindset work a huge part of this work as well, but it's not the fix. The healing comes from doing the deeper emotional work. It comes from leaving your comfort zone, learning how to hold space for your own discomfort. It comes from developing boundaries, from finding support and allowing yourself to be seen as you are. Again, this is how you shift from I hate my body to I can be with my body even though it's hard. So no, the problem isn't that you can't love your body. The problem is that you've been taught to skip over the emotional part of healing. And I know you have probably read all of the body image books, done a course or two, talked for hours on end with a therapist about your body image, maybe, and know how to challenge your thoughts. You know all the affirmations, you know all the mental work, but you can't intellectualize your way out of your feelings. It's just another form of emotional avoidance. You have to feel your emotions and experience them and allow your body to recognize that, yes, you're feeling these similar emotions as you did when you felt really hurt about your body, but nothing bad is currently happening in this moment. You are safe in this moment. So let's talk about how to do the emotional work. As you listen right now, I invite you to start noticing the moments when you're trying to think your way out of your distress, when you're using logic or positive self-talk or emotional reasoning to override what you're actually feeling. Instead of bypassing those emotions, try getting curious. Try asking yourself, where did I learn that I had to look a certain way to be okay? And what are you afraid would happen if you stopped trying to control your body? What are the potential outcomes or experiences that you're avoiding by trying to suppress your weight or stay small? And what emotion do you avoid most when it comes to your body image? Is it shame? Is it grief? Is it fear? One of my community members describes the feeling that she's been avoiding with her body image, or the feeling that is the strongest for her when she has a moment, if she notices her body changing, is that she feels like she's falling from an airplane without a parachute, like she has lost total control. And when we traced back this feeling that she had, where she developed this belief that she had to look a certain way to feel safe, she remembered exactly the experience when it began. It was when she was standing amongst a group of girls, noticing each of their respective identities. For example, one was the athletic one was the smart one. She decided in that moment that she needed to be the skinny one, that would be her identity, her way of fitting into place, of belonging with this group of girls. And have I talked to you about how much of our body image is related to relational experiences, meaning how we feel like we fit socially in the world? And because we're such social beings and we need to feel a sense of belonging in order to feel mentally stable, it makes sense that whenever she notices her body shifting away from that skinny identity, that she literally feels like she's free falling through the air and about to hit the ground. It feels like her survival mechanism has been pulled from her, like she has no control. And that's a scary feeling. But the reality is she's not falling from an airplane. She could be completely safe in the comfort of her home, even if she's outside of the home. Nobody knows what she's feeling on the inside. And so it's just a feeling. It's just an emotion that we are learning and practicing how to regulate together. And the key for her now, finding a sense of belonging and acceptance from others that has nothing to do with her body weight. or her appearance. And that is the real work. And it is so exciting to watch it unfold. The transformation from fear and insecurity and obsession to peace and empowerment and healing. That's how these reflections can open the door to deeper healing, not just by shifting your thoughts, but by addressing the emotional layers underneath. That's where real change happens, through nervous system regulation, emotional processing, and supportive environments that help you feel safe enough to feel it all. So if you have been trying to think your way out of your body image struggles through affirmations, mindset hacks, or constant reassurance from others, but you still feel stuck, I hope today's episode resonated with you and helped you see why it hasn't worked and where the healing lies. Body image isn't a thinking problem, it's an emotional one. And healing isn't about fixing how you look, it's about feeling safer, being who you are, and being with your emotions. So today we explored why self-talk often falls short, how shame and old emotional wounds shape the way you feel in your body, and why building resilience, not control, is the path to change. Not about forcing self-love or silencing your pain. It's about feeling your way through it, learning how to feel safe in your body, even during discomfort, and slowly rebuilding a sense of self-worth and value within yourself. That's the real work, and you are not alone in it. So if you're tired of white knuckling your way through healing your body image and you want real tools to build the emotional resilience, this is exactly the kind of work that we do in the community. We don't just talk about body acceptance, we live it, we practice it. So add your name to the waitlist. The link is in the show notes, and let's do the real work together. Thank you so much for listening or for watching today, and I hope you tune in next week.